Hi guys, my name is Sleepy Sentry, and welcome to the first ever battle we're casting on the channel. What we're gonna be doing is just reviewing this one battle that I really liked. I thought it was enjoyable, and it showcased some, I think, really fun mechanics with the fog of war, as you can see over here. So first off, let's see and review what this guy has on the battlefield. So he brought a really strong contingent of grenadiers, mixed with some of this arty, this new arty that's uh, like very explosive and does like a lot of morale damage. And then he has two contingents of cavalry, um, mostly quite heavy cav, and it's going to be superior to ours, and we're going to have to overcome in an interesting way. So we go now to our own deployment. We can see, well, I brought, um, well, obviously the normal line infantry, best infantry in the game, I would say. Well, it's the one I most like. Then a really strong guard contingent, as well as some skirmishing uh, light infantry. I really like these guys because they can be deployed further up. And then I also wanted to try out these new skirmishers, which I think they're quite a bit better than these guys over here. They have a bit more damage in range, and but I think they're a bit weaker on the charge. But yeah, I just wanted to try them out, and they're mostly good like to fill compositions now, because sometimes you ended up pre-patch with a lot of um, spare manpower or spare gold, which you couldn't use before, and this really helps it out. And then I've brought four heavy cav and two light cavalry. Um, the light cavalry is the hussars are the best cavalry in the game, I would say. So reliable and yeah, just very good. And for the heavy cav, they're just like a good backbone to have in your army. Just like whenever you need to break something or really hit hard for morale, I think they're the way to go. So let's jump to our deployment. So we're going to go over my deployment, and we're going to analyze my strategy and how I, thought about deploying like this. So first off, if we look at the terrain, we can see that there's a big river going through like most of the middle of the map, and it divides it in two. Most interestingly, I noticed that his deployment was like segmented away from this river. So I said, well, all right, let me take up position with all of my skirmishers and light units that can deploy further up to take all of this side of the river. I also saw this patch of forest right here that could, like, if I could take that, that would be really useful. Because as you can see, I thought, all right, well, I have a mountain over here. I think this could be a really strong defensive battery position, especially with the two forests over here that we can use to defend uh, this position. So my idea was to create a hook, starting over here from the mountain all the way through the river. And then with my, line, I would deploy them across the river, like here. And then I could try and bait the enemy into attacking this way or into my heaviest units with the battery. Now, interestingly, and you might see, I placed my four heavy cavalry over here. Why is that? Well, because if you're going to see, as you're going to see in just a moment, this heavy cav was hidden from sight behind this mountain here. I wanted to bait him into attacking my weak flank, and then charge out with my cavalry. So when we get to this position, I've already basically set up my battery, pretty well defended battery, I would say. Like two forests, and then also visibility, like hidden visibility from a mountain. And I've managed to get before he has to the forest. Now there's going to be a problem here. I can also see now. Let me look at my fog of war. There we go. I can also now see all of the map and see that he is not hiding any units, that we are totally safe. We have all the river to ourselves, and we can basically set up however we want to. And you can already see the hook forming over here with this line like this. He is also going to decide to charge what seems like kind of an exposed battery. He has a lot more cavalry, and it is true that even when charging against skirmishers in forests, heavy cavalry especially can still break through them. So I don't think this was a bad move on his part. He saw, or he thought he saw, that I was in a weak position. I'm going to look at his side. You can see that he thinks that these are all the units on this side of the river, and the rest of my army is deployed over here. So I think what he was thinking was, I'm going to break through in the middle, break this position over here, and I'm going to separate his army and on two sides with mine in the middle, which is a clear dominant position for him. Now, and I managed to get them all in the flank. He tries to flee. I'm there, baby. And now it's easy pickings all the way through here. My uh, light cab has managed to break through, and it's just going to pick apart his entire battery. And then this is a good old classic hammer and anvil. And basically, I've surrounded all of his troops, and that's a win. Again, I think deployment and having an initial strategy, especially over here, is crucial. It's crucial to win any game in lines of battle. So GG, the Fat Piranha. It was a really great game, and I really had a lot of fun. You can see some of the statistics over here. So I'm going to be covering lines of battle mostly for now, and maybe some other games slash creative things I want to do on my spare time. So yeah, thank you for watching. And if you have any question about Fog of War, any new mechanic, I am more than happy to answer. And of course, this is Lines of Battle, an excellent game. You can play on the browser, and also you can wishlist on Steam. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.